4020.
Well, this is where I have to pretend to be a character. Welcome to the 4020 podcast. Another special edition because it's the end of the season. Well, is it, Channy Crowl, is it the end of the season? You still got games to play, haven't you?
Well, internationally we have. Some of the girls are playing over here in England in the Origin, and I go to Canada, and I'm playing in the World Series. So this is to get us into the World Cup, and I will be playing for Canada.
So the season isn't over yet. It never ends, does it? You'll be back in training, I'm sure, as soon as you come back.
You're right about that. It seems to never end. Sometimes I get home after international duties, and I'm like, I cannot wait to have a break. Literally, I have 1 week or 2 weeks, and boom, we're back in pre-season. And pre-season's the funnest part of the season of all. So, yeah, how I can't wait for that. Yeah, it never ends.
But will you miss that one day? That's always the question people ask when players retire. Will you miss pre-season and all that kind of stuff when you retire?
Yes, definitely, of course. I think I'll miss everything. I think that was what scares me most about it's not my body and getting old and stuff. It's more my mind and where I'm gonna put it and what I'm gonna focus on. And to be honest, I am getting on a bit. A couple of the girls are very experienced and stuff, and there's new ones coming through. So I'd be lying if I said I haven't thought about, other sports or things when my career does come to an end. I think you've got to think about that. So yeah, but I don't know what it'll be yet.
Are you only good at darts? Darts. That you can go forever in darts. There's no age limit on that.
Um, oh God, no, I don't know. I'd probably hit the outside of the board.
You've written a book. It's here. How did this come about? How did this happen?
So, Richard, he's like a journalist, writes, I think, for Rugby League, or League Express, is it? He did an interview with me about 3 years ago, and he approached me and he said, "Oh, I think you've got a nice story. I feel like there's more to you. Um, would you love to write a book?" So now I'm the first rugby league female to have written a book, and it. And to be honest, as we got into it was like a therapy session, but I loved it. It was honestly something that I needed so much. Obviously the timeline of it took us 3 years to complete. But bear in mind, we've both got heavy schedules. I'm playing rugby every weekend, I work, so does he. Um, so yeah, it probably took us longer than expected, but yeah, when he asked me, I think I was just over the moon. I was super excited. I thought I can't wait to get my story out there and try and help others if they've been in a bad spot or if they've got needs or they've struggled at school. So yeah, that's how it came about.
It's cheaper than therapy. That's why I do the radio. So you can say things like, "I fell out of bed the other day." I can tell people that, and it's like, hey, it's telling people for free, and you don't have to pay for a therapist. It's great. So
Well, that's it. That's it.
lots of things. It's not just about rugby. That's the method. There's plenty of things that aren't rugby in the book as well.
Yes, yes. There's we touch on things about mental health, we touch on things about ADHD issues. We touch on what the rugby league could look like in the future and what would be nice to bring into rugby league. And we also touch on my personal life. Um we also touch on, other clubs. There's other people that have written in there, maybe whether it be tributes, whether it be ideas. Um, and it's sort of behind the scenes of what us women do as well. The toughness and what we give up. The friendships you make and things like that. So, and yeah, and also the barriers of women. Not to bring it all up and go into it too much, but with women's monthly cycle, things like that, everything that affects us. So yeah, it's so interesting, and I can't tell you enough that I've had really good recommendations and people who've finished it. So I'm super excited.
I know it sounds stupid, but I genuinely had no idea, and why would I? Until
Yeah.
recently, about how much a woman's biology affects how your joints and knees and arms and legs and everything. Well, because I obviously it doesn't affect me, so I wouldn't know about this. But it's these kind
Yeah.
of things that are becoming more and more known to the general public at large.
Yeah, and I think honestly we should be hearing about this stuff more. Like the science around it and people who are working hard to find out these issues. We hear little bits and bobs about it, or we sort of get tested maybe, and I, we might get a little feedback about how that looks and what it's doing to us, but it's not getting explained to the other side and the audience and the fan base, or not everyone's maybe physio or doctor knows into this so much, because there's still so much to find out, and it's good to just explain what I do know up to now, and how that does affect women, even from like your rugby boots to how you feel in a kit, to how much weight, the water pressure of your body. Yeah, it fluctuates a lot with women, and yeah, you're gonna have to buy it if you want to find out.
That's the
There's
idea.
my
You got
sales pitch.
that's the idea. Buy the book.
Oh.
So how I mean, obviously this is in the book as well, but how do you go from being born in Canada to playing international rugby league?
Um, it's a long story, and that story you'll sort of have to find out. But when I came here, I was sort of lost. I was really obviously hyper. I didn't stop moving. I was into sports in Canada, and I tried loads, and I tried to make friends, and I had an accent, and to be honest, I was really only the black one of the town. Um, and that was years ago, before there's a lot more culture out here now. And I remember I just finished karate, and I was like, Mum, I don't know if this is the right one. And she said, "Oh, I'll tell you what, there's after I've been school and met Alex by this point, she said there's some rugby training going on in the school, blah, blah, blah." And I ended up trying it. And I came home and I was screaming. I was like, "This is the one." And it just felt homely. It felt humble. It was right. It was aggressive. It stimulated your mind. You just got everything from it and what you needed. And I can't vouch for people enough, if someone's looking for a sport out there, to try it, to really try it and read the book.
Just end every answer with read the book. That's
I
what you got to
will.
do.
The promoting is happening.
So
Oh.
this accent is has been learned. Then you came over with a Canadian accent. When you go back, do you slip into Canadian ways?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I didn't lose my accent for a while, of course, but obviously being a young age and then going into teenage, um, I sort of noticed it switching, and I was like, "Oh, how do I keep hold of it?" And I couldn't, but I do. I latch on to different sounds. So like Amy Harker, they'll be like, "You all right, lass?" and stuff like that, training. And by the end of the week, I'll be saying, "Yeah, lass, get to shop." Or I'll be saying little remarks like where I go. A lot of people think I'm um I'm from Manchester, and I'm like, "Oh no, I'm closer to Liverpool, if anything." Um, so yeah, it's hit and miss. Now, when I go back home or I speak to like my sisters, my dad, and things like that, um, a sort of my Canadian Jamaican twang sort of follows in very, very naturally. Um, so yeah, yeah, it's odd for myself because I can't help it, but yeah, it's a muddle of the Northwest.
As soon as you said Liverpool, you could hear.
Good,
And
yeah.
it's not Scouse, is it? This is the thing. You can't call people from St Helens Scousers or anyone
Oh,
anywhere that's not Liverpool because they get upset. So
anyway, yeah,
whatever
yeah,
that
yeah.
accent is, I don't know what it is, but it's that one.
It's one of them.
We're all complicated. That's the great thing. But you played for England, now you play for Canada, and obviously you were part of that documentary and your story about how you left out the World Cup team a couple of years ago is well known. But how did the move to play back for your country of birth come around?
Oh wow. Well, yeah. So the documentary happened, and obviously it was kind of a low blow to myself, and I was really put up short about that. And I think I remember it being at the end of the year, and I was like, I'm sure because I've not played internationally this year now for England. I could play for Canada. I'm sure it was that. And and I remember speaking to the Canadian coach the next year, and he called me up and he said, are you playing for England this year, or have you had any call-ups? And I was like, no. And he was like, do you want to come on the Jamaican tour? Hell yeah, dude. So, and do you know what? It blew my mind because I'd always thought in the past, if England comes to an end and I'm going retired, there won't be the possibility of playing for my actually home birth country. But obviously, if I fall up short somewhere, I will think about that. And it was just all happening at once, and I didn't turn down. I did not turn that offer down. I luckily and honorably played for England for quite a long time and got quite a few caps, and that'll be never taken away from me. And I'm so proud of that past experience of my life. But then now to get my home birth country and learn off new people and new coaches and get to go back home and things like that, like it just blows my mind. And basically that I just said yeah, and I've never looked back.
And
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the way of describing this, but obviously from the last Women's World Cup here in Rugby League, but also the Rugby Union that's just happened. Rugby in Canada is probably stronger than people would think.
It is, but it does need to grow more. Um, it's a shame because I find it kind of hard, like, to help with like sponsorships and things like that because I'm over in England. Like, they'll want to be linked to England, so that's a struggle. But I think overall the game is growing, and the support of people in Canada and how humbling and what they put into it, they're growing the game, and the girls are doing themselves. Where we just need a lot more people from Canada and sponsorships coming in because it's a massive country. And I think this World Series, hopefully, if we get into the World Cup, will bring um so much more people towards it. But I think the rugby union girls did themselves they did themselves proud, and I think to the game. So yeah, we're just hoping we do well this series, and people will be watching, people will be looking because we're on home soil, so we're in Canada this year. So it'll be really good for us.
St Helens 2025. How would you sum up the season?
Do you know what? People have given us like a bit of hell along the way, and we're sort of expected to come away with all these cups and all this celebrations and everything like that. And I've got to be honest, we had some real bad comments after Wembley. And don't get me wrong, I think we didn't do ourselves proud. We weren't ourselves. We didn't know what we were coming up to, and give Wigan the due. They came out firing and they won it hands down. Happy days. But the support and the comments after that situation was quite hurtful because some of these girls used to look up to us, and we used to present the medals. We've never said a bad word about Wigan. We've never said a bad word about the girls. We are very experienced, a little bit older ladies. We're not all old and had our time up. And I've got to emphasize the fact that we went to every single final. We still won every semi-final we were in. We came up short 4 points in two of these finals, and that to me is still a win for us. I know we didn't come away with the silverware we wanted, but in all honesty, I've got to say we still did ourselves proud. And don't get me wrong, we bow our heads and we want more for ourselves as a team. We've always been like that. We always want the best. Excuse me, but I still think we did absolutely amazing. And like you say, that sport, there's a winner, a loser, and some people got a roll on. There's missed tackles, there's knock-ons, there's margins in it, and to me, that gives me more motivation and hunger ever to go again next year. So, I can't wait. But let me just emphasize one thing: the grand final, I thought was amazing for the women's game. I thought it was honestly outstanding. So, yeah, I thought win-win.
I mean, I've been to, I think, all but no, I've been to all every women's grand final apart from the first one in 2017,
Yeah.
and this is no disrespect to St Helens home because it's a great stadium and I love going there, but it did feel bigger at Wigan. I think because it's a bigger venue and it's more established, and obviously seen the men play there and they've had World Club challenges or whatever, and the
Yeah.
grand final needs a venue befitting of a grand final. The obvious question is, would you move it to Old Trafford? Would you move it somewhere else? Would you have a neutral ground? Are you bothered where you play it? Because when you go to Wigan, obviously it's their home ground, but it's a final. It's a different occasion.
Yeah. I sort of agree with you on that, to be honest, because I don't know whether it was it the year before. I can't remember what final we were in, and yeah, last year's grand final we lost to York.
Hmm.
We I think because it was at our stadium, I think it made us a bit more calm and not ready for the big occasion. I know Wigan did put on a fantastic occasion, and the Brick Stadium does that anyway, no matter men's or women's game. So we can't thank them enough for that. I think it felt like a bit more of a grand final because it was in our stadium. As for them girls, I don't know how they would have thought or taken it, or how they felt. I know it didn't work for us last year, so I'm not too sure about that. But I would love to see it like the Challenge Cup at Wembley. I'd love to see it at like Old Trafford. I know there is something to do with. I think it's I don't know whether it's like all contracts and
Hmm.
all behind the scene. I don't know whether it's to do with that, and that's why we can't have it there. But I definitely think whether they make it after the contract's ended, maybe like a double header with the women men. We'll get more people out there, um, more people watching. It'll be a massive day, great occasion, or do it from next year at a grand final stadium for the women. I think we sort of deserve it now. And I think what we've been showcasing over the years and how Wigan have come up this year, I think like Huddersfield even, everyone's moving up the ladder and they're starting to play the part and the games are getting bigger and we're getting bigger crowds. So I definitely agree with that. I think it should be at a neutral stadium. Something
But,
big.
so
That sells the book.
before I move on to something completely different, how at the end of the game, every game it seems, of you are out there, you're having photos with kids and adults. How important is that interaction between you and them? Because we've seen in women's football now, because it's grown so much that they can't do that as much, but it's still something you can do in women's rugby league.
Yeah, it is, and we'll continue for as long as we possibly can to give back to them fans and the children that support us, and the mums and dads that bring people, or the families that support us from the girls. And if it gets to the point where we can't give back in that sort of way, we'll give back in other ways. Um, us girls at Saints, I think all the girls of other teams, but I can't speak for them. We enjoy it most at the end, clapping out the fans and hearing that roar throughout the game, or knowing that your families are there. Like, it's really special to us. So we'll continue to give back as much as we can. And we try to go and give medals out at the end of the season. We try and turn up for young girls' games. We try and support our 19s. So it's just all about going to them experiences and doing the extras, not just playing the game. So yeah, we'll continue to do it for as long as we possibly can.
Do you have to explain to the younger players that it wasn't always like this, and you didn't always play in nice stadiums and all that stuff about picking up dog poo and all that?
Yeah. Yeah, well, you've got to buy the book to know.
I'll just put it in front of my face.
Yay! Woo! yeah. So, um, yeah, there's a time and a place to bring that up. But if any of the girls are doing like coaching or teaching or maybe theory stuff, things like that, we sort of explain these scenarios that we were once in. I remember going to a field with the girls. I don't know if you thought I was saints, and I just looked at it and the amount of holes in it. We were like, oh no, there was random coloured cones on the pitch just to cover up the holes and poo. And I remember actually running back to the line and my foot got stuck in the hole before I ran off and I ended up snapping my ankle. And I think it started to take a turn, things like that, because people were getting injuries off just the pitch. It's so bad. Like, and to where we've come to now, like I can't knock what the people are doing for us. I know it's slower than expected. Like, I'm all about keeping on growing, but yeah, it is a big turn and it has turned quick. So, we just keep going. We keep going. We want it like the NRLW, basically.
At least you broke your ankle doing something physical rather than me when I slipped on the street and dislocated it as well as broke it. That was fun.
Oh my gosh, did you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh gosh, I hope he
It's
had insurance. Oh no.
now when you're self-employed, it's not good, is it? But there you go. There you go.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
right. So random things.
Yeah.
I went to college and did a degree and did a dissertation which was about game shows.
Okay.
How did you end up on a quiz show? How did that happen? This
You're
is what I'm
giving
most
all
in,
my book away, yeah.
I'm not interested in the rugby stuff. This is the stuff I'm interested in.
Um. Well, I I don't know. I just applied. I've always wanted to be on a game show, and to be honest, I got I got shortlisted to Big Brother and Deal or No Deal as well. I did look. Unfortunately, I didn't make them. But I will still try. And I just see this one pop up in my email, and I thought, why not just go for it, live life? Um, and next minute, I got a call, and they were asking me, and they were shortlisting me, and then they rang me, and they were doing questions, and honestly, I don't know what went on. I think I Googled half of them. But anyway, I went on and it was the best time of my life. So they got a train up to Glasgow, went on this game show just after literally applying. And and yeah, you'll have to read the book to find the rest out.
Is there any
No, but
others you?
I ended up on some random game show with Jason Manford, basically, and just had the time of my life. That's basically the moral of the story.
Has that given you the bug now? I mean, when you post retirement, you're just going to be on every quiz show you can find if they'll have you.
Do you know what? Why not? Why not? Yeah, well, I haven't actually applied for many this season, actually. So yeah, I do really want to do Big Brother though. I know it's on at the
Are you?
minute. I love
I
Big
mean, are
Brother,
you?
but
Are you sure? Are you sure? Because you know what that program's like.
yeah,
Well, the thing is, it's been on for 20 odd years now. You know what it's like. You know what'll happen. I don't know.
yeah, yeah. I would love to do that. I would kill to do something like that. I know it can be dangerous, but yeah, I would love to do that. I also really want to do a charity MMA fight. Um, I would love to get into MMA after rugby league, but like I say, I don't know if that would take its toll on the bones. So we might just do one.
Possibly it's dangerous. Which of your Saints teammates would you trust to go on a quiz with if you're on something like Pointless?
Oh, yes. I don't know about playing for that one. That's solid. Oh God, it'd have to be like Jodie. Jodie's
Oh,
so
she's
clued
clever.
up.
Yeah.
She's so clever. Do you know what though? Like Faye or Rachel Woozy, they're clever as well. So it'd be out of them. Be out of
What?
them. Yeah.
Whereas Emily Rudge is more strictly. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, more strictly dancing, or she could come in Big Brother with me, or I'd love her as my motivation on Deal or No Deal in the background. Like she's my girl.
Well, I've got a quiz for you because obviously you're a quiz expert. So here's a quiz.
Oh,
Now, what will happen is, and there'll be sound effects, but I can't do them while we're on Zoom, so they'll be in the video. So that's exciting.
Oh, okay.
5 questions.
Okay.
First one is an easy one. Who scored the first try in the first Women's Challenge Cup final at Wembley?
Tara Jones.
Correct. Bing.
Yes.
I mean, you should. I mean, you should know that. You can tell I'm a frustrated game show host. How many
Mark
followers?
memory. Go on,
How many
sorry.
followers does social media queen Emily Rudge have on Instagram?
Over 20K.
21,500. That's good enough.
Hey!
Canada's first win in a Rugby League World Cup came against which country?
Pa- Brazil or Papua New Guinea?
Papua New
Brazil.
Guinea. Papua New
Papua New
Guinea.
Guinea. Oh, that was my first answer. Okay, I'll take it as a ding.
Now here's an interesting one because I've got two answers for this one, so you will actually know the
Okay.
answer. How many tries have you scored in international rugby league?
Oh, international. I don't know. 2?
Well, apparently you scored a hat trick once, so it's either 5 or 4. But
Did
that's
I?
that's what the website says. So
Well, the website's truer than me. Like,
well,
you know what I mean?
we'll give you.
I'll take the highest number. Whatever the highest number is.
And finally, what was the score when St Helens beat Leeds in the 2021 Grand Final, in which you were the player of the match?
Yes. Thank you very much. Oh God. Now you're talking. I'm going to say 20, 22-4. Why is that coming to my head?
I don't
Is
know.
it?
'Cause
No.
it's wrong. It's 28-0. They didn't score. 28-0.
Oh, was it
I mean,
that bad?
how did you win play of the match as a prop? Because that doesn't happen these days.
It doesn't happen, and do you know what? I don't know. I don't know. I must have done something right, but I've got to big up the forwards, like the people out there was. Prop and middle work goes very unnoticed, and trust me when I say making 4 tackles to 6 tackles in a row, to then doing kick chase, to then running the ball in, whether it's once or twice in the next set, and having that ongoing is very, very hard work. And to do all your extra efforts in that, I just want people to notice hard work goes into the middle, and the middles lay the platform for the outer backs to score. And I think I just maybe put my head in a lot more situations where I was noticed. And I think what I bring to the game is just hard work and stamina, and I vouch myself on that and doing the extra 1%ers. And that's sort of my game, and I must have just got noticed out, but I'm very thankful for that. Might have one again in the future. Doubt it, but we're happy with the one.
Unless you move back into the halves or something, because that's 'cause it's just
Yeah.
easy to pick the halves. They do something flashy and that everyone remembers.
I've been trying to get in the halves, in the fullback, centres, roles for ages. Becky Craig will let me.
I mean, you are my second favourite St Helens prop, so you're doing well. You're doing well.
Thank you. I'll take 2. 2's the best.
What does the future hold? I mean, I think I started with this, but we may as well end with it as well. What's
Yeah.
next apart from charity MMA and going on Big Brother and playing for Canada, obviously?
Um, I think I think with women, I think we're on timeline. So in the future, I'm definitely looking to have a family. Um, that's like a most definite in my life. So whether it comes while I'm playing or after, I don't know. With that, obviously MMA fights. In a couple of years, well, give it 10, 20 years, I might actually write a continued book for like the aftermath. So we'll see how that goes. Richard, are you ready? um, and yeah, I'm just gonna see where the future takes me. I do really want to move back home as well. It's quite hard to do that right now, and everything going on and work and still playing. So, that'll be a long time off yet. But yeah, sort of families moving back to Canada, game shows and all the fun.
What's truck driving like in Canada? Is that something you'd look forward to doing? Because obviously it looks beautiful on the telly and cold.
Yeah, ice road truckers and that. I don't know if I'd go that far, but um, yeah, I would definitely take it up. And I really like doing like keg work, dray work, delivering like the stocks of kegs, beer. I love stuff like that. So and hands on. So I wouldn't hesitate to give it a go. I wouldn't hesitate challenges out there on the trucks, but it is a trade, so I would take that with me. And then if something else happens, it happens. I am looking to go into part-time coaching with the under 14s at Halton Hornets. So I'm hoping to get my coaching bag there. So coaching down the line is something I want to do as well. Um, I'll bring that in. I would love to bring up a team from scratch and help them make it. So hopefully one day that will happen and you'll see me there.
Halton Hornets head coach of the future.
Yeah, sounds good.
The book is out now. I'll put the links
Yes,
in the description of where you can get it.
thank you.
Sell it to me one final time. Why should everyone buy this book?
Because it shows just how you can come out of the other side of past issues and find and make your dreams come true. It is for children, adults, and any age. We all go through differences in our life. Also just about bringing people together.
And it's got
You
pictures in
can
as well.
also purchase it from the Saint Helens Stadium store and the Saints bookshop in town. There is somewhere in Leeds as well.
There is
The Leeds,
Philip
yeah,
Howard
go
books.
on,
Buy it
sorry.
from there.
Yeah, thank you very much. And my recommendations have been good. People have said it's best book they've read yet. So, get out there and buy it.
Excellent, Shandy. Thank you very much for your time. Good luck with
Oh, thank
Canada.
you.
We'll be keeping an eye on that in the World Series, and I'm sure we'll speak to you again in the near future.
Oh, yeah, brilliant. Thank you. I'll go and pack now.